Alhamdulillah, salatu wassalam ala Rasulillah sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam. Amma ba'd. One of the Sahaba, or some of the Sahaba radiallahu anhum, they complained to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam once, and they said about, we find something in our hearts occurring. And this is the waswas of the shaitan. And the Prophet ﷺ responded to them by asking them, أَوَقَدْ وَجَدْتُمُوهَا, and did you find this really in your heart? Did it take place? Something like this? He kind of reassured them, like, did that really take place? In other words, I know of this, or no, I know of this matter, what it is. And they said, yes. So yes, this is what we feel in our hearts. Waswas are coming into your heart, speaking about things that you can't say on your tongue. The Prophet ﷺ said, ذَاكَ صَرِيحُ الْإِيمَانِ. He said, that is the purity of Iman. Sarih means clear cut. Yeah? And shaitan, he attacks all of us in al-waswasa. Whether it be wudu, salah, whether it be aqidah, whether it be anything. And if you find a way, you find a solution here, then he's going to come for another door. So never think shaitan is going to stop all his wasawis. I'm free from waswasa. Yeah, but then. Yeah, this is very important to know. Adam alayhi salatu wassalam, through waswasa, through the wasawis, and through the kaid, we can even say, the kaid of the shaitan, the plan and mockery of the shaitan and his plan rather. So what a person should do then is to remind themselves, this is from the shaitan, and to say, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. This is the best first solution. Asta'idh billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Then, if it continues occurring, you ignore it. This is a very famous question people get. Shaykh, I can't do takbir, Allahu Akbar, or I'm repeating my wudu, or I think I haven't washed a certain limb. I remember I put this question to a Shaykh Abdul Razak face to face. I spoke to him. It's Shaykh Abdul Razak ibn Abdul Muhsin al-Badr. I asked him this question directly. And he asked, does this occur? Does this continue to occur in someone? The questioner who asked this question. He said, does this? And the brother said to him, he was there as well. So he said to him, no, I'm asking about what I should do. The Shaykh said, strictly. He said, does this occur? Leave it. He said, don't even think about it. Don't even ask me this question. And subhanAllah, I was there. I remember, and the Shaykh was kind of like, angry. Not angry, but he was firm. He was firm and he was trying to make a point. You don't keep asking these questions. Brothers keep asking me these questions as well, and asking others these questions. I don't know if I've washed this. I don't know if I should break my wudu. I don't know if my wudu is, but what should I do? Stop thinking. If you've broken your wudu, you would have not asked this question aslan. Yeah? You would not ask this question if you broke your wudu. This is called yaqeen. Wal yaqeenu la yazalu bish-shak. And certainty is not defeated or negated by something which is a doubt. Check. Maybe I broke it. I don't know, what should I do? Maybe this, maybe. Anxiety now. Now it leads to a different level of anxiety. And this is where the field of medicine gets involved, where you have to say, you got to go and, check yourself, in a nice way. So my advice is, لا يلتفت إلى الشيطان. A person should not turn to, he should ignore the waswasa in all cases. Whether wudu, whether salah, or anything else, not just wudu and salah, anything. Waswasa to haram, sin. Let's do this again, let's sin again. It comes to your mind. It starts with a thought, the thought then it goes to a look, the look then becomes kalam, becomes speech, and speech then turns into haram. Yeah, this is a problem. The scholars, they mention this. They mention a poem or something. But anyway, I wanted to mention just this one as I conclude, that the importance of dhikr of Allah too much. And if you remember Allah so much, wallahi, thumma wallahi, you'll find shaitan will find it very difficult to come to you. Yeah, the one who remembers Allah. وَمَنْ أَعْرَضَ عَنْ ذِكْرِي فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً ضَنْكًا. This ayah, remember it, brothers. It's very easy. In Surah Taha. The one who turns away from my remembrance, Allah says, فَإِنَّ لَهُ مَعِيشَةً. He has a life. Which type of life? ضَنْكًا. This word, I'm not going to complex it, but it means a number of meanings. But one of them would be a life of depression. This is true. You go into, if you don't remember Allah, if you're going through a situation now, brothers, we're living in this dunya, so we'll be going through different things. If you're going through a problem, you're trying to solve a matter, you're going through marital issue, you're going through issues between your children or your parents or whatever. I don't need to mention these problems. Remember Allah so much, you'll find the solution. This is it. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to rectify our affairs and to make it easy upon all of us. Allahu a'lam wa jazakumullahu khair. Assalamu alaikum. Hayyakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Hey brother,
كيف حالك طيب؟
where are you from?
Originally? Pakistan?
I thought so. I want to ask you a recommendation. I want to help 2-3 people. You know, translation, Urdu, of the Mus'haf, which is the easiest to understand.
In Urdu? I don't know, brother. I don't read Urdu. I can read a little bit, but I can't read it properly. I don't know of the Urdu translation that we most authentic. That's an area I haven't looked at. You know Sheikh Suhaib Hassan? He will know this. He's an expert in this area. Yeah, if you ask him, he knows that. I have this one. This is my one.
Who's this by?
Al-Shaykh al-Sa'di. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم أما بعد. This is our kind of 2 days, inshallah. Monday and Tuesday we're going to be cracking on Al-Qawa'id Al-Fiqhiyya Al-Kubra specifically, which are the 5 famous rules that we're going to talk about when it comes to al-fiqh. And we said al-fiqh in the terms that we are talking about is referring to the rulings, ma'rifatul ahkam, is to know what is compulsory, what is recommended, what is disliked, what is permissible, and what is haram. Yeah. Around this, there are rules in the Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that I want to today touch upon, inshallah. So bi'awnillahi ta'ala, I have this kitab here by Shaykh Sa'di rahimahullah. It's a small book. It's not that big. And he touches upon all of these rules. And I want to take the 5 main ones where, if I have a look at the contents page, or the index should I say. And then after the 5 rules, we're going to talk about more than that. We're going to touch upon something more if we feel that there is a necessity to do so. Yeah? Inshallah. Number 1, what is the purpose of these rules? These rules are very important to learn as a Muslim for ibadah. In order for you to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it's very important to know these qawa'id, these rules, because these rules will help you understand what is right and what is wrong, especially when it comes to the aspect of al-fiqh. Okay, al-fiqh. And fiqh is part of the deen. And the Prophets, they came, alayhi salatu wasalam, with al-fiqh. This understanding. And the simplest, in layman language, we say fiqh means do's and don'ts, yeah? The right and the wrong. So in our scenario here today, for an example, like when we have questions, masail, people ask these questions, they say, Shaykh, is it permissible for me to pray in this shirt? Is it permissible for me to wipe over my socks, which are cotton, not leather socks? This is another mas'ala. Is it permissible for me to recite the Fatiha behind the Imam whilst he is reading? These are masail. These are what do we call them? Masail. These are the questions, these are the things that are answered. Now, this is fiqh. This is very generically fiqh. Especially that which is related to purification, salah, zakat, your daily life, even buying and selling, buyu', all of that, okay. But these rules, I want you to understand it very, very carefully, ikhwani, because this lesson I want you to understand it very well, what I specifically mean. These rules are rules that take you directly to the text of the Sharia. Understand this very carefully, and I'm going to say it again. If you're going to write it down or memorize it, then do it, inshallah. These rules are which lead you directly to the text. هذه القواعد هي التي توصلك إلى النصوص الشرعية, to the texts. Yeah. There are different rules in Islam. If we're talking the word rules, there are different rules, like usul al-fiqh is rules, like you got rules in there as well, you got qawa'id in there. But those qawa'id al-usuliyah are different to these qawa'id al-fiqhiyah slightly. And we also don't say that the rule, the qa'ida is the dalil. No, the qa'ida is not the dalil, is not the proof. Someone says, if you're in doubt, like I just said earlier on, if you're in doubt that did you break your wudu, you don't leave the salah. You continue, because you had wudu initially, you're praying salah. You don't leave your salah. It's not allowed to break your salah, because you haven't broken it. It's not a joke. Salah is not a joke. Khalas, let me break it now. No. You have to carry on. Base it on what? Oh, there's a rule in the Sharia, which is that certainty cannot be negated by doubt. Al-yaqeen la yazal. This is one of the rules, but we're going to talk about it, inshallah. That's one of them, by the way. But that's not the proof. The proof is a text. What's the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ? When a man came to the Prophet ﷺ and said, I feel something in my salah. Nabi ﷺ said in Sahih Bukhari, La yansarif, don't leave the salah. Huh? Let him not leave the salah at all, not allowed. That's the text. From that text we extract this rule, which then encompasses maybe 100 masail. I'm going to put that into a triangle for you. A nice little triangle, yeah? Understand it like a little triangle. If a triangle works in this scenario. Let me explain that. The rules of fiqh, al-qawa'id al-fiqhiyya we're talking about here, al-qawa'id al-fiqhiyya are rules which take you directly to the texts of the Sharia. The rules themselves are not the proof, but they are taken from a proof that cover many masail, not one or two. Yeah? Not one or two. They cover many. Now, okay, let me give you an example. Let me ask you guys a question. This rule, certainty can't be negated by doubt. That's one of them. We started with that in a way, but actually we were supposed to start with another, but it's like an icebreaker in the class. That rule encompasses how many questions? Give me a number. At least one? That's a good answer, but that's not what I'm looking for. How many? 55 is a good answer. What else? How many? Hundreds. Perhaps thousands. Just this one rule that's taken from one hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, when, as we said earlier on, what did we say? What's the hadith? لا ينصرف حتى يسمع صوتا أو يجد ريحا. That a person shouldn't leave it until he hears something, smells something, meaning that you've broken your wudu, or you've broken your wudu completely. You have broken your wudu, you leave. You won't even ask this question. Sheikh, I have a question. Did I break my wudu? How am I supposed to know? How am I supposed to know? I don't know. And if you don't know, then you don't break it. You don't break the salah. That's not allowed. You with me? This is a concept. If you don't understand this, people will go into waswas and they go into OCD and they call it all these different names. And in my opinion, it's such a simple issue that can be cracked. And yes, there is a science aspect to it where a person needs to, someday do some research and they say it goes back to this and that and the other. Okay, that stuff is there and I'm not going to ignore that. Because Sheikh Muhammad Mukhtar al-Shanqiti even said to me, there's no harm in these type of people going to the doctors in terms of getting medication. There's no harm in doing that. If you need that, you need it. Done. Okay? Anyway, we're not talking about that. We're going across everywhere. Right. I want you to understand what I said. Al-Qa'idah, the rule, al-fiqhiyya. You with me now? So you understand, it goes directly to the text of the Sharia. The Qa'idah is not the dalil, it's not the proof. Al-Qa'idah laysat al-dalil bidhatiha. ولكنه هذه القاعدة, we can say in Arabic, هذه القاعدة إنها قاعدة استخرجت من الدليل. We can say this rule has been extracted from the proof. So none of it is bid'ah. Or some people say, what's this? No, let's just follow Quran and Hadith. Yes, sahih. Like, how are you going to memorize every single Hadith and understand every single one without understanding the qawa'id? So the scholars, they try to simplify and solidify the matter by making it easy for us to understand. So these are 5 rules we're going to be talking about today, yeah, inshallah. 5. And these 5 rules are the al-qawa'id al-khams al-kubra, the 5 main rules. And then the minor ones are many. But if you know these 5 rules as a Muslim, in reality, believe me, your ibadah will become very easy and you'll be like, Allah has made it easy. Allah. When I learned these 5 rules, I was like, wow. And there are many, many, many more rules, but a lot of them, to be honest with you, are taken from the 5. They're like, like these 5 are the main, and then there are pillars, and under these pillars there are branches, so they come from these kind of 5. And I don't want to give you that as a definition, but that's just my kind of understanding of the matter when it comes to this regard. Okay. Is that clear? Any questions on that regard? Huh? No. Usul are principles. Qawa'id, we don't call it principle, we call it rules. Why I say that, even if you want to call it a principle in English language, you might get away with it. But I want to differentiate between usul al-fiqh and qawa'id al-fiqhiyya. See, usul al-fiqh, just to kind of divert slightly away, just for the sake of this question. Usul al-fiqh is what? Right? Are rules, Abdul Malik, you with me? Are rules, but they are you're extracting, You're extracting ruling from the proof. You see? Whereas Qawa'id al-Fiqhiyya is not that. Even though it's related, you with me? You with me? It's confusing a little bit, yeah? It's a little bit confusing, but I want to make it clear. Right. Usul al-fiqh is like, for an example, saying, how do I know this is wajib? You understand now? That's exactly the answer. Don't add anything onto that. How? In fact, the scholars, they define it like this. كيفية الاستخراج الحكم من الدليل. In Arabic, that's what it is, and that's what I said in English. How do you say this is sunnah, or this is disliked, or this is haram? If you leave your salah, it's haram, yeah? How? The scholars of fiqh, they look at the dalil and they extract the ruling out of it. Qawa'id al-fiqhiyya, on the other hand, is very similar, because remember, fiqh, the reason why it's slightly confusing is because fiqh is to do with rulings. Whether you call it usul al-fiqh, al-qawa'id al-fiqhiyya, or fiqh. You with me now? Yeah? Understand that. Whereas al-qawa'id al-fiqhi, what we're doing here now, are to deal with the masail, a rule that encompasses maybe hundreds of questions in fiqh. You with me? You got to make a nice, should have a nice PowerPoint presentation here. We have a nice little thing down there, never used. I think last time it was used in the 70s, isn't it? Anyway, alhamdulillah. Okay, you understand now? You sure? Yeah? Okay. Any of you understand? Everyone else understood? Good. The first qa'idah that we're going to talk about today is this one. Al-umuru bimaqasidiha. Can I borrow that pen, please? Can I just borrow that pen just for 3 seconds? I'll quickly just make a point here, inshallah. I got that one. There we are. That's the third one. Okay, we'll come to them. Jazakallah khair. Right, the first rule is simple one. Al-umur bimaqasidiha, or in fact even easier, al-a'mal bin-niyyah. Al-a'mal bin-niyyah. What does that mean? Deeds are done. Very simple. Okay? Actions are judged by one's intention, and obviously under this, all of the masail come. Imam Shafi'i rahimahullah will say, this is what he would say, this is the axis of Islam. This is like this hadith is included in 70 chapters of fiqh. Not masail, chapters. Literally all of them. You with me? The intention. That if you don't have the intention, your ibadah is not sahih, because the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّةِ. So this rule goes to which text? Everyone knows this one. Yeah? So this al-a'mal bin-niyyah is very, very important. And here we are. This rule is the most beneficial of the rules. أَنْفَعُ الْقَوَاعِدْ وَأَجَلُّهَا. And this, in fact, the author, Shaykh Sa'di rahimahullah, he goes, he's a teacher of Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen. When it comes to fiqh, Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen, Shaykh Sa'di, they're the ones, man. You can't mess with them when it comes to fiqh. I don't care what anyone tells me, and you bring me any shaykh or anything, till today, very, very difficult to outweigh their ijtihad when it comes to fiqhi masail. Lakin, everyone is human, and they can make mistakes. They're not the Prophet ﷺ, let's be honest, okay? Of course. But when it comes to what we see, zahir, as human beings, as people who are living around us today or in our time, you know what I mean? Then yes, definitely, we find a lot of ilm from them, a lot of ilm. And if there's any mistakes they have made, then they usually would go back, say, we made a mistake. We go back. This is how they used to be. So I love the works of Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen. He's got a book on Qawa'id Fiqhiyah. But he puts Usul al-Fiqh and Qawa'id Fiqhiyah, and he puts it into like a poem. And then he explains and he gives examples. It's an amazing book. I was going to say crazy book there, astaghfirullah. But it's actually so amazing that I was reading it, and I read it with me and my friend, and honestly, we just kept on reading it. We just said, this is not going to finish, and we were just going on, and we kept on going back and forth, and Allahumma barik. And that kitab is, I'll be honest with you, one of the most, if it was my way, I would include it among the classical books, if I could. But it's very, very beautiful. Because the Shaykh, he gives examples of the rules that we're dealing with today here now. These rules. And then he goes, and if you don't understand, then he comes with a different example. And then if you don't understand it, he comes with a different example until you've understood the rules so well. He said, no, I understand it very well. That's how he does it. And that's Shaykh ibn Uthaymeen, rahimahullah ta'ala, his way of doing it was to give examples. And when you get examples, Allah Ta'ala gives examples. مثلهم كمثل الذي استوقد نارا. مثلهم, Allah Ta'ala gives many examples. مثل الذين اتخذوا من دون الله أولياء كمثل العنكبوت. So many. ضرب الله مثلا للذين كفروا امرأة نوح وامرأة لوط. هكذا Allah gives examples, and you read the examples you learn. The Prophet, remember the hadith that we did with the Shaykh was here, he drew a line and from there different lines. Why? Because examples you learn, you kind of put a picture in your mind. Yeah? The importance of science that gives us, isn't it? Now, moving on. وَنِيَّتُنَا شَرْطٌ لِسَائِرِ الْعَمَلِ بِهَا الصَّلَاحُ وَالْفَسَادُ لِلْعَمَلِ. This is the rule. Intentions, number one. Your intentions. I want you to remember, at least guys, if you don't remember anything by the end of the lesson, then at least you go away with these 5 rules today. And I want you to remember them for the rest of your lives today. Inshallah ta'ala, act upon it and tell someone else about it. So long you know what you're saying. Yeah? Bishart. Tayyib. Intentions. But just to touch upon the intention aspect very quickly, there is differentiating ibadat. Okay, tamyiz al-ibad, they call it, differentiating. This is fard, this is nafil. Okay, there's zakat and sadaqah. You can't just say, mujarrad ma dafa'tu. Okay, I just gave some money away. Or someone said, Akhi, you left £10. Yeah, just leave it. Give it to someone. I gave it to the masjid. Okay, cool, yeah. But you had no intention. You just wanted to tabarru. Just get rid of that money. Not intentional sadaqah. And your intention was not zakat. So you can't say, well, I gave my sadaqah and zakat, so, no, I gave that £20, so that's my zakat. Done. No. And the ibadah and every it must be before the ibadah. The intention is before an-niyyatu qabla al-ibadah. You with me? The niyyah, the intention is before the ibadah. Now one of the biggest waswas issues we have is, I'm praying 2 rak'at to facing the Qibla and Allahu Akbar. What is this? Okay, I asked one question only. What do you do when you recite Quran? No. Quran is different. Salah is different. Why? Suddenly, why? What do you when you go into the masjid? I'm intending that I'm going to go to the mosque and I'm not going to look right and left. I'm going to keep going straight and then I'm going to turn left and right. I mean, come on, man, it's crazy. This is not the deen of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا الْأَعْمَالُ بِالنِّيَّةِ. And the niyyah, the intention, محلها القلب. Its place is in the heart. لا على اللسان, not on the tongue. Okay? This is very important to understand. This is a big musibah. People, they don't understand these masail. But anyway, we ask Allah Ta'ala to guide them. Alright. Now this is one thing about the intention. Very important, okay? Tayyib. This also then includes the ajr, the reward, and so on and so forth. So this aspect must be very clear. Right. Next qa'idah, number 2. Here we are. Al-mashaqqatu tajlibu taysir. Who can translate this one? Huh? Sheikh, you laughed, so you can translate it first. If you can't know words, I'm going to be doing it in English for anyone who gets a bit like, oh no, it's Arabic. Oh no, what kind of? I want it all in English. It will come, inshallah. Allah, mashallah. Jaiza, we should give him a reward for that one. That was very good. Say that again. You know what? That's a very good that's even better than the translation I was going to give. Difficulties? Give rise to ease. I like that one. I'm stealing that, yeah. Copyright? I can take it, yeah? Very, very good one. Al-mashaqqatu tajlibu taysir means difficulties give rise to ease. Very nice. Difficulties give rise to ease. What does this mean? Make a guess. Speak to me. Converse. interact. It's not sinful to do that, yes. Verily with hardship comes ease. No. Yes and no. It was a very good try. Sorry if I said no in that tone, but I meant very nice one, mashallah, but not exactly. Yeah, that's Jam. But when it comes to qa'idah, the fiqhiyya, we're talking about something else. Firstly, think fiqh. Think outside the box, mashayikh, huh? Think outside the box. Difficulties give rise to ease. Now, there are certain times ibadah can be a mashaqqa, can be difficulty. Yeah, ibadah. Now, for an example, it's very freezing cold. I'll come to you. It's freezing cold in the morning, and you got to make wudu. Is it easy to make wudu, or is it difficult to make wudu? Difficult. If it's cold water, is it difficult? No. If it's cold water, is it difficult? Dave, listen, in this lesson today, listen, in this lesson, let's keep the discussions and talk after. After we can have a party, no problem, yeah? But Jazakallah khairan, shukran. Tanbih. Over here we talk about fiqh. Think about fiqh. Think fiqh. What is fiqh? Guys, I want you to think outside the box. Don't be just, I don't know, I think this, Yes, but wait. Okay, it's very, sorry, you were saying, go on. This example is good. But I want you to understand, yes, this is what it means. But before we come to it, I want you to get to that, I want you to get to that appropriately. There's a way to get to these qawa'id, because giving answers is easy, but you don't know how we got there. And then you're going to come across another rule and you'll be like, I don't know what to do. Now, this is very important in this lesson. Now? Yeah. All of this is correct. Everyone comes in that one box, mashallah. But that's all correct. That's good that you're right. Well, you said it correct. But the thing is, I want you to understand, when it comes to fiqh, this is what I'm looking for. I would say this. If I was sitting in your seat, I would say, Ya Sheikh, or Ya Ustadh, or Ya brother, whatever you want to call me. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has ordered us to do things. And among the ahkam is wajib. And sometimes that which is wajib can become difficult. So then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives us a replicate in order to fulfill that wajib. You with me? Like, now your examples come. You with me? Did you understand this? This is very important to firstly understand this rule, where it comes from. Mujarrad, you can do tayammum, because you come across a situation, you're like, can I do tayammum? Can I do this? I'm not sure. But when you go back to what I just said here, that implementing that rule will become very simple. Yeah? Here, we're not here memorizing rules and just saying, okay, memorize all 5 rules, okay, quickly, let's go. Okay, you won't understand the rules. You'll be like, how do I implement it? How do I follow that rule? Yeah? How? تطبيق. التطبيق مهم جدا. يعني كيف تطبق هذه القواعد؟ لأن هذه القواعد قواعد الشرعية. And these قواعد are متفق عليه, are agreed upon. These rules are agreed upon. You go to the Hanafi madhab, you'll find it. The Shafi'i madhab, you'll find it. The Maliki, the Hanabila, even the Zahiriya, even the madhahib which are not known of today, you'll find this. These are rules because Allah says, وَمَا جَعَلَ عَلَيْكُمْ فِي الدِّينِ min haraj. Allah did not make in the deen. Haraj is a different word. Like, difficulty as well. Huh? You can say excuse, but in this scenario, it's like, وَمَا جَعَلَكَ فِي الدِّينِ مِنْ حَرَجٍ, like difficulty, mashaqqa. Allah Ta'ala can make it easy for you. You with me? So remember that. So you might come across a rule, you might say, can I apply this rule? Everyone understands the rule as, if you don't have water, you do tayammum. Sah? There can be a case where you have water, but if you use water, it will damage you, it will harm you, or you become sick, you become unwell. Yeah? You can't use that water, or you have a disease, or you have a bandage. People also come, Shaykh, what's the answer? What's the answer? All in one answer, and it's this rule. Even the Shaykh doesn't know, but the Shaykh has taken it from this rule. But in every single mas'ala that you come with, you bring me 500 questions, and I'm like, I have to find a dalil for this. Where is it? I just look at one rule. Subhanallah. Allah has made it easy. So as I said to you, this qa'id al-fiqhiyya, it encompasses what? All of those masail, 500, 1,000, 2,000 masail that you have. Subhanallah. The man like this one, tayammum. Sah? If someone can't make tayammum, Nasamahallah. Things like this. Someone who, is on his deathbed, praying, cannot move, paralyzed, body is paralyzed. Yeah? هكذا. فالمشقة تجلب التيسير. Allah has made it easy. Praying standing, we said earlier on, sitting down. You can't pray standing, you can sit down. And if you want to look at a hadith, then you can find a hadith. This rule, not necessarily it's only one hadith. It could be a number of hadith, but the scholar, subhanallah, they found this rule, they said, let's put this rule in place. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never said this. Allah, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never said, Al-mashaqqatu tajlibu taysir. This is not found in the hadith of the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, but it means what the Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam actually said. But it's simplified. It's like a code, it's like a small rule to explain the whole aspect. Yes or no? Naam, questions on this? Tafadhal. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Of course, simple, very perfectly said. Now, tayammum, using water, prayer, covering your awrah, if there's no clothing. The scholars, they go into discussions and so on and so on, but it's simple. The rule is clear. Okay. Let me see if he's mentioned anything that I can because this is not really shart, it's just some ta'liqat, some notes, but no, it doesn't really mention anything specific. Okay. Next rule. Al-yaqeen la yazal bil-shak, we talked about it already in the beginning. Certainty is not negated by doubt. Certainty cannot be negated by doubt. And in that, I'm going to give you another rule. But this is under this rule. We can also bring another rule. Yeah, this is another rule. So we do 6 today, but this is like an extra one. But it comes under this rule. Yeah, certainty is not negated by doubt. Any other translation for this one? Right. This other rule that we have here today, inshallah, my brothers, is وَالْأَصْلُ فِي مِيَاهِنَا الطَّهَارَةِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَالثِّيَابِ وَالْحِجَارَةِ. All remember this one. The asl, when it comes to water, the origin of water. Yes. Earth, clothing, stones, it's pure. Is pure. You with me? The earth outside. You know the earth? Akhi, out of all people, you should know the earth. You know the earth, yeah? Water, you know water? Oh, no, what is it? H2O? Clothing, you know clothing? Cotton, material? Stones, you know stones? Okay. All of this, the origin is it is pure. We act upon it is clean. Now, if impurity comes, of course now it's impure. Yeah? If someone urines, akramakallah, of course you have to wash this. You can't pray there. No doubt. But the asl of the matter, it is clean. And if anyone says to me, no, it's not, or just bring me a dalil, hati burhanakum in kuntum sadiqeen. Bring me a proof. People fight over these issues, man. All these masjids fighting over a mas'ala which is so simple. I just want one dalil. And it's a simple matter. And again, waswasa. How can you pray there? You need to put the prayer mat. You need to. The asl is clean unless it's impure. Allah subhanahu. Are you telling me Allah created this place impure? No, but akhi, come on, many people walking in. Yeah, okay. Do you know that they have impurity? No. There you go. Okay. So this is very important to understand. But yes, okay, if somebody wanted to pray on something because they don't want to get dust on their face or something, this is okay. You can use a prayer mat. I'm not saying using a prayer mat is not allowed. Please don't misunderstand this, yeah? Okay? This is understand. But anyway, this rule goes back to a number of rules. Your zakat, when you gave your zakat, I'm sure I gave zakat. But this year, I'm not sure. I'm sure I gave it last year. This year, what shall I do? Sheikh, 50-50, I'm not sure. What do you do? Why do you give it? You gave it last year. We're talking about this year. Huh? Last year he gave his zakat, this year it's due. But he's in doubt, did he give it or not? What does he do? He doesn't give it. The asl is he has not given it. He doesn't remember he gave. We don't talk about last year, we talk about this year now. You can't act upon your last years based on all other years, come on. So this year you haven't, the asl is you have not. Yeah. And this rule, by the way, comes in all your other masail. What other masail have we got? Tahara. Waswasa. Okay, waswasa, but even not waswasa, it is an aspect of waswasa, but let's not call it waswasa. So for example, let's say you came out, you done your wudu. Okay, you still got wudu for Isha? You got wudu? Naam. Now time for Fajr comes in. Let's say we did Qawaid Fiqhiyya, mashallah, all night. Back in the days, that used to take place, man. Allah barak, that was beautiful. Hours and hours of dirasa, studying. You go to the university libraries, mashallah, you see people there 3 a.m. Those are 24-hour ones. 4 a.m., mashallah. Deen? 10 minutes, Sheikh, come on, keep it simple. The people are bored. People are bored, that's how it is. Back in the days, read Al-Hadith, Sunan Abi Dawood in one night. Those were the days, man. Those were the days, my brothers. We can bring those days back again, inshallah. Now. Okay, we'll talk about that one. 1 second. Hold that, yeah? Inshallah. You made your wudu, so Fajr comes in. You're thinking, have I still got wudu? You held your wudu, mashallah, barak, for a long time. So, yeah, you can do this. It can happen. You didn't break your wudu, nothing. Now what do? But you're not sure. Yeah, you're sure you made your wudu for Isha. Your doubt is if you broke the wudu, yes. So you got wudu. So you pray like that. Yeah. You apply the rule. Yes, that's it. You apply the principle, الأصل ترجع إلى الأصل جميع الأمور ترجع إلى الأصول إلى أصلها. نعم. This rule is every chapter in fiqh aslan, yani bring buying and selling. Yeah, bring buying and selling. Bring issues of everything. Like I want to say, we are bashar, we are insan, we will forget. Sometimes people make mistakes, no doubt. We're human. Sometimes people have issues. It's you may need to see a therapist for those who are going through a lot of problems in their mind, and this is true, this is sahih. But don't make an excuse with the deen, that the deen is the cause. Wal-'iyadhu billah. Abadan. No. Under that, there's this other rule. Yeah. This is the same rule. It's the same rule, really. It's the asl. It's the same rule. But it's just like another rule I wanted to mention that comes under that. Stone, clothing. Like you're clothing your thobe, you're thinking, is this impure? I'm not sure. It might be. Just in case, let me put them all in the wash. Next day, just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Until before that, your mother, your wife goes crazy. You know? And puts all the bills on you, subhanAllah. Anyway. Yeah.
So what is al-aslu fi
That's another mas'ala. This is another one. Can we do that later on? Okay. Yeah. By the way, it should be wal-abda'. I don't want to look at it. Because I like memorization, يجيئها تحريمها حتى يجيئها الحل الأبضاع واللحوم. ها؟ Yeah? No, خلاص جزاك الله خير. Okay. وترجع أحكام اليقين فلا يزيل الشك لليقين. Beautiful. Okay? Okay. Is that clear? You with me? Good. Next rule. There are more other beautiful rules, but we're going to do that tomorrow, inshallah. Tomorrow is going to be the furu', the ones that are beyond these five. We're just dealing with five, so we're on the fourth one now, okay? We're in the fourth one, and then we have the fifth one, and that's it, inshallah. This one I wanted to mention the other one, but anyway. والعرف معمول به إذا ورد حكم من الشرع الشريف لم يحد. This one is العادة المحكمة. Custom. Let's keep it like that. The matters, they go back to the customs. The matters, they go back to the customs. What does this mean? نعم تفضل. Oh, sorry. Here, this one is quite difficult, but it's simple as well. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, I'll give you a very simple example about the woman, about your wife, your wives, for an example, or the wives. وَعَاشِرُوهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ الآية. And treat them with goodness. What does goodness mean? Is goodness if I open up a little buying her flowers it will be different to customs and to people and to everyone's like, If there's a quarrel between a couple, we say to them, look, brother, show goodness to her, or sister, show goodness to the husband, just be nice, and But I can't say to the brother, go and get some flowers for her. I mean, I might be able to say this to him personally, privately, and say, yeah, just, this, if this helps, I don't know. But she might be someone who doesn't care about flowers. She may want gold. Or anything. Doesn't matter. The point I'm making is, this goes back to the customs of the people, and there's no specific definition of goodness. It goes back to the customs. The urf al-nas, the people. Yeah? Like, when you say certain statements. Or, let me give you another example. When it comes to someone who performed Umrah. MashaAllah. You performed Umrah. Shaykh Abdul Qadir, MashaAllah, performed Umrah. MashaAllah, barak. People are like, let's go to his home, let's visit him. He come from Mecca. MashaAllah. Not for the sake of blessings and, what these people of shirk do, Allah al-Musta'an. But, at least, visit the brother he came from, Mecca, just out of goodness, see the brother, sit down with him, speak to how it was, and remind yourself to also go, you know what I mean? It's nice to see that. Love for the brother. Love and, a little bit of affection. He showed his brother, he's my brother. Yeah, sorry if I didn't come to your house, Shaykh, if I didn't come, or not necessarily home, but even in the masjid you meet him or wherever. The point is, there's this customs now between the Muslims. This is known. Just like at-tahniya, even when we meet for Eid, 3 times people say, some brothers say, this is bid'ah. But the people have agreed upon it, and the people are happy with it, and the Prophet ﷺ never said anything about it that it is wrong. But if an analogy is made, as we said last time, لا قياس في مقابلة النص. There's no analogy that can be made when there's a text. When the Prophet ﷺ has forbidden something, no matter what the urf is, what the people have come with, if it's going against the text, it is not allowed. That is another rule, by the way. Now that's usul al-fiqh, by the way. That's an usul al-fiqh rule. That's here we're trying to derive a ruling. Is it allowed or not? You with me? Here, it goes back to the people. So, in all these scenarios, understand. And this one is a very important one. This is like a number of things. Our clothing. This thawb that I'm wearing, the Prophet never wore this. He never ever wore this thawb here, or this type of material, or the way it looks like. Ever. Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. لكن الآن جرى عرف من الناس. But now people have customly, they wear this thawb, this one, any of these type of clothing, mashallah. Just like the trousers and shirt, mashallah. Yeah, nothing wrong in that. So long your awrah is not exposed, so long it's loose for the men. You know what I'm trying to say? It's like it's easy. Yeah, you're respectable, it's clean, it's not even a sani' of the kuffar, maybe. It's not even a thing that the kuffar have made, or it's linked with the religion or something. No. Wala haraj. The question is, if the imam wears his suit and tie and then comes to lead salah. But even that, salah is sahih. I won't have an issue. Someone led the salah, I won't have an issue. Khalas. If he is hafiz al-Quran, or if he is the most knowledgeable Quran, he knows the most Quran, he's a person who fears Allah, and khalas. These are things that are qualities that we look at. As for libas, when I'm at work or I'm studying or wherever I am, I wear my normal clothes. I can't wear jubba now, to work, can you? Yeah? Unless you work in the masjid, it's different. You're with me? So there's nothing wrong. And so, again, this rule cannot be understood by the people unless they understood urf very well. Very, very well. And there are books that are written on this qa'idah. Al-urf. Let's find this book called Al-urf. Customs. Now. Yes, someone's hand up. Yeah? Keep writing, Sheikh. MashaAllah, man. Come on, go ahead, Fadal. MashaAllah, Sheikh. Your one is very, very unique definition. I don't know when I said that. Huh? Yeah. No. Give me an example. Yeah, what about it? Yeah, as I said to you, if it goes against the Quran and Sunnah, ya Shaykh. Listen, you're writing too much. Listen, brother. Ahmad, Shaykh. Listen. Let me just say it once. There is no analogy. You with me? Analogy? That can be drawn if it goes against the Quran and Sunnah. This is a qaida, the rule in Arabic. It's called لا قياس. لا قياس. في مقابلة النص الصحيح. When it's like Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying in the Quran. Yeah? For an example, if someone says, the customs of the people now is to, sorry, I'm just going to give you a very silly example here, but to to swear at your spouse, astaghfirullah al-azim. And the people get used to this. Very, very weird example I gave. As usual, my example is not the greatest ones, but okay. What would you say to this, Sheikh Ahmed? MashaAllah, Katib. Yeah? I'm going to give you the name, Al-Katib, the writer, yeah, MashaAllah. Manuscript, you can script all what I'm saying. You understand? What is it? Exactly. Because there's a text clearly about this, about using the alfaz غير مستخدمة يعني غير الطيبة يعني إلى آخره. So this is not allowed. So this is not urf. But things that, yeah, no. Now, hoodies now, mashallah, everyone wears hoodies. It's like a, you know. Yeah, طيب تفضل. Huh? No, because that's jewelry, and jewelry is khas for women. And wristwatches is not jewelry. Sorry? Yeah. And the people have used it. But if it's gold, pure gold, a man should not wear it. Yeah. Yeah, but you what you're using for, what are you using this watch for? For jewelry, specifically jewelry? Or is it for the watch, the time, wherever you want to show people, hey, look at my time, you know, mashallah, you know what I mean, yeah? Some brothers used to have Rolex watches and stuff like this. Not the real ones, but anyway. طيب. Last rule, and that will be it for today, inshallah. Barakallahu feekum. الضرر يزال. الضرر يزال. هذه قاعدة ما أدري يعني. I just want to see what the Shaykh has mentioned, because he mentioned some nice points, inshallah ta'ala. Let me just find it. ما أدري هل ذكره أم لم يذكر. One second, just let me find this. Ajib. إن تزاحم وضده التزاحم والمفاسد وقاعدة الشريعة التيسير في كل أمر نابه تعسير وليس واجب بالاقتداء ولا محرم مع اضطرار. لا يا شيخ هذا mentioned سبحان الله كنا ذكره. Just trying to find this one also. اتبع عجيب جدا. إن أتى التحريم تفيد الكل لم يضمن بعد الضمان والنكرات في سياق النفي والمضاف إليه والعمل ويفعل البعض عجيب جدا. Okay, this last one is الضرر. Like the hadith لا ضرر ولا ضرار. لا ضرر ولا ضرار. There is no harm and there's no responding to, we can say, harm as well. He mentioned something here. الضرر إلحاق مفسدة بالغير وأما الاضطرار فالمجازات بالمقابلة وحرم الضرر لأنه تعد وحرم الاضطرار لأنه مفسدة بلا مصلحة. This qaida is very simple. There is no harming others. No harming others in any way whatsoever. This is a very simple rule of, harming. Darar means to harm others in anything of the Sharia of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This qaida I will explain more. I will look at the explanation in the other book that will be explained tomorrow inshallah, to give more understanding of the masail of it, because it doesn't mention it in the kitab over here. But inshallah I wanted to bring that, I'll bring that tomorrow, since we're going to be doing this tomorrow as well inshallah ta'ala. Ajib, I didn't find it in there inshallah, but I will bring it tomorrow inshallah ta'ala. Any questions we have for these 5 qawaid, 5 rules? Other than the last one, we did 5, we did 6 altogether today, because there's one that, there's an extra one, so mashallah we've done 5. So what are these 5 rules? Very quickly. Number 1, intention. Number 2, difficulties rise to ease. Yeah, that was your one, mashallah. Number 3, certainty can't be negated by doubts, shak. Number 4, the matters go back to cousin. But before that, the other one that comes under the yaqeen, the certainty can't be negated by doubt, under that, no. So the asl when it comes to water, clothing, stones, earth, all clean. You don't need to question. It's just clean. And once Umar radiallahu anh, when someone threw water down, he was with one sahabi. The sahabi went to the person at the top of the roof. He goes, tell me about this water. Is it impure? Where did it come from? How did it come down? Because some of it came on us. Umar radiallahu anh goes, no, don't tell us. We don't want to know. لأن الأصل في الدين is the water is clean. This is a true story. So therefore, this is sufficient. The last one is al-darar yuzal. So now we're going to talk about this one, and we're going to link it with darura, with necessities. We're going to talk about tomorrow inshallah ta'ala al-ithtirar, being forced, mujbar, this rule as well. And this is where we're going to go on to talk about more masail like insurance and the aspects of all this financial discussions. So when you have these 5 rules, other than the others, let's call it 6 rules, there's 5 rules, call it 5, because only 5. The 5 main rules, you will understand the deen a lot. And in fact, you'll come across a hadith, you say, I'm sure the scholars mean this rule when it comes to this hadith. Huh? Try to do that whenever you can, inshallah. You know, bit of a job there, but inshallah we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it easy for you all. Wa barakallahu feekum wa shukran jazakum Allahu khairan. And tomorrow, inshallah, we're going to finish the last rule, and we're going to go into some more rules, which are not the 5, but they are, self-explanatory to some extent. But it will be very easy, inshallah. Wallahu a'lam wa sallallahu wa sallam ala nabiyyi al-Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallam.
Use your best friend.
Come on, man. Don't use my best friend now. He's going to run out of memory. اللهم صل يا حياك الله كيف حالك طيب؟ He said don't tell us about the water. No, not the water. This was he was with the Sahabi. It was someone else. Not the Prophet. السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته. جزاك الله. الله أكبر ما شاء الله. السلام عليكم. ما شاء الله. الله يبارك. كيف حالك شيخ طيب؟ كان سلم المسجد. ما شاء الله. الله أكبر. I'll be happy to do that anytime inshallah. I think I've been there to pray once. I think just for Maghrib Salah or something. It's there's two of them, right? There's one. That's the Red Bridge, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, Red Bridge. You've got Red Bridge and Jan Seal.
Okay.
One for the venue. We're on camp.
MashaAllah. You come and sit on this. What's this, man?
Egyptian.
Yeah.
He led Maghrib.
MashaAllah. May Allah accept it and Jazakallah khair for coming. Very nice to see you, Allah. I think I spoke to you before, didn't I? MashaAllah. Was that the...
Yeah, I was confused because
We pay it.
Salah, for example, you haven't seen certain customs. Like,
if you marhaba anytime inshallah, it's honor to see you. Wallahi, Jazakallah khair.
Because
I watch Shatri,
Wallahi. Jazakallah khair.